Yeah, thank you very much, ODPixel, and also thank you guys for the game.
He's here, he's there, he's everywhere.
Work day of my life. Oh, God. Didn't sign up for exercise. I thought this was video games.
Fog is ill today, so we have Gods doing the first series as a double, and ODPixel will be here with us as a co-host and as giving us more insight on the game at hand for the second series of the day. But let's talk about that first series first. It was a 1-1 indeed, as our commentators predicted at Finem, taking the first game in Escape Gaming. I mean, that second game, though, it could have gone either way at some point, right? It ended up going to Escape Gaming, but it was a very close game.
It felt like at Finem did everything they could and did everything right in how they took these fights, but it was inevitable that at one point Escape was going to learn in the later stages of the game that how to just kill them and keep the Enigma alive.
They didn't learn, though.
He died so many times. I was like,
I kept expecting Enigma just to like not get caught by the Sand King, and then finally they'd win a fight with Enigma not getting caught, and then they'd win the game. Were they
out of smokes? But because at one point I was just like, why don't you just smoke up on your own and just stand in the far back, run as far away as possible, and then just see the opportune moment to come in. But yeah, eventually he got the job done. Yeah. But Koikva and Yapsor definitely didn't want to lose that game. They played their hearts out.
Yeah, Shadow Demon is again playing a very instrumental role to that at Finem defense.
Yeah, it's almost ridiculous how much it does in those fights. Like support heroes, you know, Yapsor, especially on the Rubik, right, also did a lot, but you can't compare it to how much the Shadow Demon actually does. Yeah. Really, largely in charge of why they won the first game and also remaining in the second game. Also, Lifestealer and TA again proving to be very good picks up against the Luna. She has a hard time standing her ground. It wasn't until she got that Satanic that she could really do it. They had a significant lead, and yet they couldn't capitalize on it until very later stages of the game.
Yeah, and this was with the Templar Assassin that got shut down heavily at the start of the game without even any ancient stacks. Still, Thug made it back to the top of net worth and then some. By the looks of his net worth, that was... Yeah,
Yapsor must have been such a pain to play against. I'd just be like, oh, come on, dude, go away. Why? both for Thug, obviously, in the early game, but also later on in the game with the Sand King and that beautiful melt.
Yeah, melt hit.
On what a great player he is.
He is a phenomenal player. We can actually take a look at the highlights. I think the game or the fight that we selected was actually a fight that was taken by at Finem in the end. But let's take a look at what's happening here. So let's pause, please. Yeah, okay. Let's meatball from the sky. So,
but this is where Enigma blinks in too far, right? And there's not enough damage.
So I think Skylark's positioning is real great. Madara is kind of giving it away now that he's walking over there with to be hexed, and he's the one that is gonna get the meatball.
He forced off the lifesteal to get back to safe. That was the key thing in this fight that Finem, I think, really helped him out, was that lifesteal got back far enough away from Escape because of a force. So he got hexed and then forced back down the cliff.
Otherwise he would be in here.
Yeah.
So it doesn't turn out in Escape's favor, but the call is definitely the right one to make, I think. When you can get Lifestealer and Sand King in the black hole here, and then you have your team so close by, because they are fairly close.
Era's already like, he's running away. He's headed this way.
It's more miscommunication. I don't think it's a bad call by Kesso's part. It's just miscommunication, right? You know, sometimes with these initiating heroes, Faceless Void, Enigma and such, you have to just go for it. You can't always be like it's actually his team's responsibility to be ready to follow up on the black hole. So I don't think Kesso is making the mistake here. It's more that obviously at Finem comes out with their double heal.
Yeah. The Thug play was so good. He blinks past, so he goes past them, and then the Invoker you can see on the map is behind them. Yeah. So Invoker got zoned away from the black hole because of TA's blink in. It was a really good fight. Thug actually wins them that fight with that blink in.
But there's a lot of crucial seconds wasted because of how all of Escape went back. They could have very well closed out the game
here with the gem on the ground. This doesn't do anything.
There weren't many black holes this game where you could say that was the team fight combo. And again, that was a good black hole. That was one of the good ones. It was more the bad team fight with a good black hole. I think there was one other good one where he caught the life down in the bottom jungle where he caught the life stealer +1, the Sand King again, which Escape win. But
you mean but that wasn't even a good black hole per se. It was just what was needed.
Yes,
because they didn't have those buybacks, and that was really all we were waiting for. Escape managing to take down one or two of those heroes that didn't have buybacks so they could outnumber them.
Yeah, overall, there were a lot of team fights in this game.
There were a lot of kills and team fights and trades and maybe even weird moments
A little
back
bit
and forth.
mistakes on both sides.
Yeah, it's been a great series actually. Both games had a lot of back and forth and dominant display by Escape early on again, I think. The mid game a bit lackluster, which is actually you would think that's where they would be maintaining their lead, because that's where Luna shines the most. It's right around that peak, but that's where they seem to lose ground to Finem every single time.
Yeah. We are soon going to be able to speak to Sinrin as well, so hopefully there we go. You got to put your earpiece in, otherwise you won't be able to hear him.
That's why.
Yeah, hello, Sinrin.
Hello, hello.
Hey, congratulations on your game.
Thanks.
Hi, trolls.
I can't help but feel a bit bitter, but thanks.
Bitter or
regardless.
bitter?
Hey, you got to
Bitter.
take steps, right?
Yeah, but that was a 2-0, so I'm not really that satisfied. But
That's good though. The moment that you are satisfied is the moment that you stop improving yourself. So, right? Isn't that a song we're saying? I think so.
yeah, I guess. Sure. Now it is.
Now it is.
Achiever 2016. There we go.
More importantly, you put yourselves on 7 points now, right? Or
Yeah.
7 wins.
Yeah,
so,
we're 7-3, I think now.
Yeah,
if I
so
remember correctly.
that's something. That's
That's really good.
like one more win, you're guaranteed top 4 almost.
I think so. At the moment it is, definitely. Hey, why didn't you go for the double bubble? I was waiting for it. The void. Double bubble.
I don't think
The
that
tanking
would have
pick.
worked that game.
Yeah.
I feel like offlane Void is very different from how it used to be. You don't really see any other teams run it very much either. Like, it's a very situational pick.
So was the Enigma pick planned for the offlane the entire time?
No. But it was a call. I think Yapsor made the call that could be good for that game. And I think it was a really good idea with what they showed.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah.
when you picked it, it
No,
was
in the
always
moment
supposed
when I picked it, it was considered as a jungle.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. But the tanking pick changed that.
Yes.
Okay.
Which other offlaner would you have gone for if it wasn't the void? If it was a Enigma in the jungle?
Tidehunter.
Tell us all
we
your
were
strats,
considering
Ingrid.
we were considering Tide as the third pick in that
Okay.
game actually. But I had to go with my gut at the point and get Enigma. And yeah, when they showed their Sand King, it just seemed like a good idea, because then we would at least enforce 1 or 2 good lanes based on just putting the Enigma there. Like, if they were to aggro tri-lane into our safe lane, then if we had the Enigma jungle, we would have a problem. Then we're like 3-on-2 down there, and dodging in that game is hard. So
Yeah.
putting Enigma lane helped us a lot
It worked
with
out.
getting Yaps Rubik.
Yeah, it worked out.
We saw like both games. You guys had a really strong early game lead. Like game 1 especially, like even a bit more dominant, I'd say, than game 2. But what is it like about Finem in those games that you guys struggle to like breach high ground, break the base? Like what do you feel like? What roadblock are you running into there?
I think Finem is one of the best teams right now, at least in Europe, at playing the team game. I think that's also why they won the qualifiers. That the game right now, the way it's played, it's strange because there hasn't really been a patch that has changed this that much in the last half year, I would say. But the meta game itself has just changed, where teams are better at coming together, taking advantage of being more in numbers, taking advantage of having high grounds and playing on their terms in the fights. Like, a lot of times you can win a fight 4-on-5 if you have superior positioning, right? So the game right now is a lot more about controlling territory and using the advantage you have over the opponent in that way, rather than just farming and winning on net worth. That's also why we didn't win the first game. It's not because we weren't far enough ahead, but they outnumbered us and took superior positions and better fights as a result. They're just super good at that. And that's the biggest quality you can have as a team right now, because that's what allows you to come back or dominate games. And we are not that good at it. Unfortunately, that's our Achilles heel, and that's also why we didn't do too well in the qualies. We're finding ourselves in this play style now, where it's more about coming together and less about split pushing, which we have been very good at for a while. So it's a transition for us, but we're working it out.
I think the second game definitely showed that that you're definitely also good at that. It was definitely very enjoyable to watch as well.
That was a good game.
It was a great game. Maybe a little bit more stressful for you than for us, though,
Yeah.
because it was very back and forth, which is probably not where you want that game to be. Hey, Sinrin, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us.
Sure.
You
No problem.
are going to play again in the ASUS ROG DreamLeague on the Monday, if I'm correct, against Team NP. Does that sound
That
about
sounds
good?
entirely possible.
It sounds entirely possible. Great. Hopefully we get to talk to you again then.
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Bye-bye.
much and have a good evening. And that, of course, was Sinrin from Escape Gaming, and that brings Escape Gaming as... I was mid-sentence, but it's okay. I'm going to leave this one to you, Jacob.
You're against Jacob.
What do I
You
do?
get to do
Just
you
press
just
it?
press the button.
Nice, nice. Press,
Yeah.
press.
Done, done, done. Oh, God.
Is it cake? I hope it's cake. It doesn't look like cake.
If this is a punishment of some sort, I vote gods.
Are we cutting someone in half? Is this one of those... Someone's being chopped in half, aren't they?
Table. Hello. You have
Okay.
a microphone and everything.
Yes.
Yes.
I hope it works.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Oh. It's great. It's Halloween, so
It is.
I'm gonna make you ready for Halloween. So I'm gonna start with you.
Okay. Should I be worried?
No, it's okay.
It can only get better, right, guys?
Yeah, that's true.
For
So we're
us,
gonna
maybe.
put on some Halloween makeup,
Okay.
and I got these devil horns.
Okay, I like it. I like it. I'll remove some of my hair. Great.
The lazy person's Halloween. Someone else says your costume for
Yeah.
you.
Let's have it. I'm gonna be the
Sits back in her
devil.
throne.
I can do that. Do I get to keep them?
Yes.
Oh,
You
great.
can do it. You can have them.
That's good. Do you make Halloween costumes a lot?
Yes, I love it. So I make special makeup effects and props and stuff like that.
What's the favorite costume to make on someone? Or favorite?
Oh, zombies. I love zombies.
Are we one of us going to be a zombie?
So-
No, unfortunately not today.
She's looking at me thinking he's already a zombie.
Okay,
Damn you.
let's see. Yeah.
I want an arrow through my head, can I? I always loved those. Like when I was a child, it was very popular in Denmark. There was this TV show as well where the host had like this hat he could put on, which was basically just a little headband
Yeah,
with an
but arrow on both
And
sides.
if they get like the good bloody makeup around it, it can look kind of realistic too.
Okay. Yeah, all they have to do is have a hat, and you don't sit a band anymore. Did you used to do Halloween? Because in the Netherlands,
No,
like Halloween
never.
is not big at all.
Like I think our version is slightly different, where you basically dress up as anything, and then you hit like there's this barrel hung down from the ceiling, and there's candy inside.
A
Pinata.
pinata?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's basically a mix of a
great.
pinata and Halloween.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
pinata's not very Halloweenish at all.
No,
Already?
no, that's
Yeah?
Yeah,
Cinco,
we're
with
super weird in
Halloween. What,
Denmark.
what's Pinata? Is that Cinco de Mayo? I don't know.
But yeah, I think the last time I dressed up, it was like as one of the Men in Black or Blues Brothers or anyone in a suit, really. Not surprisingly. So.
Don't really have to dress up. They just wear a suit.
Well, I was a kid back then.
Okay.
So it was my initial suit attempts.
No, in the Netherlands, we don't do Halloween at all.
You don't?
No, I think the only times that I actually dressed up for something, that's the only student parties. Like nothing as a kid or anything like that.
So you had a bad childhood, is what you're saying?
No. That's just not big in the Netherlands.
Huh.
There were some
Good
people
childhoods are not good big in the Netherlands.
No, no, I think there were some people trick or treating with St. Martin. St. Martin? No,
Is that a different holiday?
it's a different holiday.
Europe
You're
is
not
just
really
a clusterfuck
trick-or-treating
of
then.
weird cultures that all have the same traditions, but they're called something else.
Yeah,
and
that's
have
true.
little
And they're
weird-
different dates, you know?
They're
Like
different
Christmas
days
is
as
on a
well.
different day.
Yeah,
Some are doing
exactly.
it Christmas Eve. Russia has their own Christmas.
We have a second Christmas day.
Got two.
Yeah.
Oh, we
'cause-
do that too.
Yeah, because there's one that you celebrate with, like your family from one side, and the other one that you do with your family from your other side.
Again, trailing back to the bad childhood. It's because everyone's divorced as well
No,
from the
no,
get-go.
no, dude. There's one family from my mom's house
Right,
and
yeah,
one
right.
from my dad's house.
Okay.
They're still together and they're happily married. Don't worry.
My family
Aw.
isn't.
No, your family isn't. No, sorry then. How about you, David? What did you do for Halloween?
We sit around drinking beer and watch cricket.
But
That's the Australian
I'm
way.
assuming
Great
you.
childhood.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm assuming you
years old.
didn't do that as a child.
Oh, Halloween as a child. Yeah. I don't know. We trick or treating. I grew up in the US. We did the whole thing. Dress up.
Yeah.
Wait, you grew up in the U.S.?
Yeah.
How did I not know this?
I lived like 10 years in the US, in Houston, Texas,
Really?
in the South.
The more you know.
Yeah. And I went trick or treating most Halloweens. Had some good costumes. My favorite was I went as the color green. Everyone looked at me. It's like, what are you? I was like, I'm just green. And they're like, you can't be green for Halloween. It's like, why not? Why can't
could
you
be
a
anything
color?
I
Yeah,
want to be.
exactly. So
Okay.
I just covered myself in green.
Guys, this is gonna take a little time.
Are you feeling?
So I'm gonna let you guys talk about the standings that are gonna come up. I think we're gonna show those first. I'm feeling great, but I can't look at the standings. So tell me what's up. Tell me what's up.
Escape
I can't-
7-3. Someone was saying. Syndrome was saying. Mm-hmm. So they're kind of. I mean, in my mind, they're like the team at the top right now.
Yeah, they're in a very good position. Obviously, they can squander it all away.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the reasons why Syndron is slightly bitter.
Yeah, because he could have been okay with just today's games.
Yeah, you'd think that having 4 games left, he'd be confident in qualifying, but this one could have sort of closed it out and completely relieved them of any kind of pressure, right? So
now it's like you go 0-4, suddenly you're 7-7, and
there
going
is that
0-4
risk.
sounds very unlikely, but the teams here, anyone can beat anyone here.
Yeah. And most of these matches seem to end up in ties, so
I guess that favors them, though. You know, if they get ties, they're
they
fine.
just need
but
one.
Well, we will be right back after the break, and when we're back, hopefully we're all a little bit more spooky.
Okay.
See you later.